Hi guys, I'm Haley.
I'm Kendra.
And what are we doing today?
We're doing Am I the Asshole? I'm very excited about this video. I see these on TikTok all the time. I'm really excited.
Why?
Because I have opinions, and I'm going to share them.
I was gonna say, we tend to not be very judgmental people.
No, I'm channeling my inner judgmental. Can I say bitch on YouTube?
You just did, so.
I'm channeling my inner judgmental bitch.
These are the most popular, the greatest stories from
And I'm going to tell
Am I
you
the Asshole?
if they're the asshole.
Okay, alright. Alright, here's the very first one. Am I the asshole for rarely, almost never wanting to go to restaurants because my girlfriend makes foods that is just so good, if not better than restaurant food?
No, you're not an asshole.
Wait for it.
Oh.
There's more.
There's more?
I think there's more.
Oh, shit. So, am I the asshole?
It's labeled asshole underneath.
For rarely / almost never wanting to go to restaurants because my girlfriend makes food that's just as good, if not better, than restaurant food. At first glance, that's valid.
Yeah.
However, you should not expect your girlfriend to cook for you 24/7. She's not your mom.
Why is that valid, babe?
Because my wife makes better food than restaurant food. But sometimes it's still nice to go out.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly because I want to take her out.
That's
So-
sweet. She loves me.
Yeah,
She
you're right.
loves me.
Okay.
Oh, that was really loud in my ear. Okay.
I'm ready. I've been with my wonderful girlfriend for a few years now, and we usually get along great, aside from this current issue. Okay, she's a self-proclaimed foodie, which I honestly think is just selling herself short. She's a food genius. Wow, she can taste and smell a dish and then turn around and recreate it or even make it better than the original. This is my wife! If you taste something and wonder, what's that super subtle flavor? She'll tell you. Good for her. It doesn't stop there. She knew I had touched a diesel truck at work one morning as soon as I walked into the house that night because she somehow could smell it on me.
That's
It's either
me.
really cool or really creepy, depending on the day. Valid. That's not it either, though. She heard about a lost family recipe, and the next week, bam, I'm eating my grandmother's homemade sausage again for the first time in 15 years. It's gotten to the point where I don't see any point in going out to eat, pretty much ever, except maybe her birthday. Even the most exotic ingredients aren't out of her reach. And although it's not about cost, I've saved more being with her than I have in any other relationship. That's really true.
We save a lot of money because I cook at home.
The only places we really go for date night is ramen. She can't figure out how to make the noodles, but she tries, so it's a matter of time. And sushi. Our anniversary was recently, and I had noticed that our local fish counter was selling sushi-grade fish along with the rolling mats in nori. So I suggested that we have homemade sushi for our anniversary dinner before going out, and she got upset. Said I'm not learning how to make sushi because then I'll never get a real date ever again.
Oh.
Okay, well, you should listen to your partner if they say something that's as big as that. We ended up going out instead. It kind of took me by surprise that she got so mad, though. She lightly mentioned wanting to go out occasionally to places like Olive Garden because she likes the red sauce, or other places because she likes the food. And now that I'm thinking about it, she's gotten kind of gloomy because I've asked her to cook on date nights instead of going out more often. She also brought up that the food she cooks tastes better to me because she's tasting and smelling it while it cooks to her senses. Whoa.
Or
While
dulled
it
by the
cooks,
time.
okay, so her senses are dulled by the time it's served. Okay, so it tastes better to him, it doesn't taste better to her. But she has the most acute sense of smell slash taste I've ever seen, so I kind of think that's just an excuse.
Wait! Is that a real thing?
I kind of think that's probably a real thing. Because when I cook food, it doesn't taste very good to me.
No, wait. Do you remember the last couple times I cooked a lot of soup because we had a lot of people and I was like, this is kind of bland?
And nobody else agreed with you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta fucking look this up later.
Okay, I just don't think that it's worth it to go out and pay restaurant food prices when we can stay at home and eat food that's just as excellent. So, Reddit, am I the asshole for not wanting to pay a restaurant cook to cook my meals because I practically have a private chef in my very own home?
Yeah, man, you are.
You're not an asshole for not wanting to go out to restaurants. That's fine. If you would rather not go out to a restaurant, you'd rather have your partner cook. I think that that's fine. What I think is not fine is never wanting to go out to restaurants and always expecting your partner to cook.
Yeah.
Everything in moderation.
I love cooking. I really do. And I think that it is a love language for a lot of people. But the expectation of it every single night would be overwhelming. And there are some times where I tell Kendra, I don't really want to cook tonight. And then
I
there's
say,
some
okay,
nights,
let's order.
and there's some nights where she's like, baby, can you please cook tonight?
And
You
there's
know?
some nights where I'm like, babe, can we please go out? Literally last night, I was like, I want to go to this place and I want to have this food. Can we go do that now? And we did.
Yeah, I mean, there's compromise on both ends, but I think that respecting each other's boundaries when it comes to the roles in your relationship or expectations is really important. You can't expect your girlfriend to be your private chef.
No. No.
And to convince her otherwise is just, it's ignorance and it's neglect.
Also, but on the other end, you're boyfriend here is not a mind reader. You do have to tell him.
Yeah.
You know, he may not. Some people just really don't pick up on subtle cues. So you may have to verbally say, hey, I don't want to cook all the time. It's exhausting. Can we please try to go out more often?
Am I the asshole for sleeping naked on top of the covers to teach my flatmate's girlfriend a lesson?
Interesting.
So,
Okay.
I'm new to Reddit, so please bear with. That's the beginning of this. I love it. So, I, 21-year-old guy, live with my childhood best friend, 22, also a guy, and have done so for 2 years now. Up until last week, things were perfect between us. However, he recently got a new girlfriend, 23 lady, and she honestly seems great, except for one thing. She seemingly has a complete aversion to knocking. She and I have quite a lot in common, and I actually like spending time with her. However, it bugs the hell out of me when she just barges into my room without knocking first. Now, she's never walked in on me doing anything untoward.
Fun word. Don't know what it means, but okay. I'm guessing it means awkward.
I'm usually just chilling on my bed or just sitting at my desk. However, on at least 7 separate occasions now, she's done it first thing in the morning to ask if I want coffee. I sleep naked. Every time prior to the last one, I've been under the covers and she hasn't seen anything. I always point out that she could have, and she just giggles and says, but I didn't. When she stayed over last week, in order to make my point, I intentionally slept on top of my covers. Sure enough, she barges in my room at 7 a.m. to ask if I want coffee and sees my you-know-what. She immediately backs out of the room and didn't speak to me for the rest of the day. My mate later pulled me aside and threatened and said I was being out of order, accused me of deliberately exposing myself, and pointed out that I had threatened to do it before. I literally just said, okay, but what if I had no covers on and you saw everything before? Now they're framing this to others like I'm some sick creep who intentionally got naked and laid in wait of her. That's how I got my rocks off. I'm kind of just seeing how I came out that way. Am I the asshole for doing this?
No.
I don't think so either. I do think
you could have gone about it a better way.
Yeah, I think you could have gone on about it just a little bit different too, just because obviously exposing yourself can be triggering for people.
Yeah, but on the other end of that, it's his room.
It is his room, and
You're
it
allowed
is
to
his
be naked
privacy.
in your own room.
And I think that knocking is the common courtesy, so it's about taking the bullet out of the gun instead of plugging the wound.
Yeah.
You know.
Also, if you've already asked her to knock multiple times, the most you can do in that situation is tell someone, hey, I don't like this, please knock. And if you've already said that multiple times and she's ignoring, if she's disrespecting you, you know, like, could have gone about it better. But I don't think you're an asshole.
They're the asshole. I do think that they're a little bit of an idiot.
Yeah, that wasn't the move. I can see how somebody could say that. Can we just acknowledge how cute this cup is? I'm sorry. Look, and it says, plant person.
Also, why do you not have a lock on your door, man?
Yeah, get a lock.
Or before you go to bed, put a little sticky note on the front of your door and be like, no, I don't want fucking coffee. Knock. There's other ways around this.
Coffee with cream, please. Am I the asshole for giving all of my coworkers a different reason for why I have missing fingers? Oh, fun! Why do you have missing fingers? Okay, I have 3 fingers missing on my dominant hand. It's fine. I can type and everything and even manage to tie my shoelaces most days. And on the days I can't, that's dyspraxia. However, I won't deny that it looks a bit odd to people. I only have my 4th and 5th fingers, so my hand looks a bit like a child's drawing of a rabbit, and not a good one.
Which one would be your 4th and 5th?
4th? 5th? So
Why would that be 4th and 5th?
I have 3 fingers missing on my dominant hand, and it's the middle ones, so clearly these are the 3 middles.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yes, so they have this. I actually knew someone who was born like that. I'm used to people asking about it, usually after staring for a good minute or two, but I still find it annoying. I really don't get why you think it would be okay to ask someone about. But hey, I wasn't raised in a barn. Usually I nip the question in the bud by just explaining the truth from the get-go and assuming that enough people will gossip about it that the message will spread by the end of the day. And it always does. Anyway, I started a new job about a month ago, and I honestly could not face going through that same cycle again. I felt like the time had come to not play into it anymore and to make something out of it. Okay. And I decided to make myself laugh. When the first new coworker asked about it, I completely lied and told her that I chewed them off as a baby. Ah! And then I decided to tell the next person who asked me that I cut them off with a plastic knife at a picnic. And the next person, I was born with 6 fingers and they removed too many. All genuinely ridiculous reasons, but I'm a good actor and they actually believed my stupid lies. I didn't expect them to. A plastic knife through a bone, come on. But there you go. Maybe they just thought there's no way I'd lie about my lost fingers. Within about 3 days, I learned that my coworkers had been arguing about the actual reason, and it seems like a lot of them now actively dislike me for lying to them. I'm probably going to have to make some cupcakes over the weekend with my super cool 3D printed adaptive whisk to get back to their good books. That's cool that you have 3D.
I know, right?
good for you. Anyway, I told this story to my brother today, and he told me that I was an asshole because I caused tension within the office on my first day and made people feel stupid for being gullible and believing my lies. My argument is that I'm not the asshole because they were asking a rude, albeit common, question, and because I didn't do it with the intention of deceiving them. I was honestly just fed up with the question and didn't think they'd actually believe me. I'll accept my judgment, though. Update. I think I'm getting tired of explaining why it's not cool to ask people why they lost limbs because you want to know out of your morbid curiosity. A few reminders to people. I'm not a male. I don't know why everyone assumed that. Don't ask people about something that could be traumatic, especially when you don't know them. And when making cupcakes, always cream the butter. I don't think you're an asshole.
I do think it's not cool to lie to people.
I would agree with that statement.
But
it's also not cool to ask people inappropriate questions.
Again, with taking the bullet out of the gun before it's
Yeah.
causing an issue, man. It's the domino effect. Like, don't ask people. That's like when people ask you, like, when you're like, you know, when are you guys gonna have kids? Like, I'll tell you the next time I'm gonna have unprotected sex with my partner, or I'll tell you whenever I baby gravy the turkey baster up there. Like, you know, it's just very personal, and it's like about your own body. So I think asking those kinds of questions I think that's more rude. Like,
also
hey
think
man, what
that's
happened to your
rude.
hand? Like,
I also think that's rude if you're like complete strangers. Like if you have known someone
Yeah.
for a long time,
maybe it's a little bit more
I think that would be
acceptable
a different situation. I mean, I don't know because I'm not in that situation. But you're not an asshole. And people should be more considerate.
then. Am I the asshole for telling cashier that wasn't the girl's credit card?
Whoa. Okay, first of all, your grammar is completely incorrect here. I'm entirely confused as to what you're trying to say.
Throwaway because husband told me I was TA and want to know before I got home and argue on format is bad. I'm having a hard time.
Would you like me to do this?
Did you understand that?
Yes. Basically, she's saying that she's typing this on her phone and she wants to get opinions before she gets home and gets in an argument.
Oh, okay. I was in a higher end department store today. Rhymes with Lumentels, so I'm gonna guess
Bloomingdale's.
Blooming?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and happened to end up next to two teenage-aged girls while shopping. One of the girls had picked out a pair of very expensive boots, and they were both fawning over them. Second girl must have looked at price tag and asked Boots girl if she was really going to spend that much money on boots. Girl with boots said something along the lines of, "It's fine, I have my dad's credit card, I'm not paying," which instantly caught my attention because that's not her card. I've told my son multiple times he's never allowed to use my card, so I'm interested to see how this girl thinks she's going to get away with fraud. But I had split up from the girls at this point because I had found something else. We end up at the same register, me behind, and I see her totally hit well over 4 digits. The girl is about to swipe her card when I decide that I can't let her get away with something like this, and someone has to parent this kid if no one else will. I'll tell cashier that it isn't her card but her father's, and I'm not sure she has permission. Girl and friend turn and glare at me, possibly giving me the dirtiest look I've ever seen. I swear this girl was going to throw a tantrum right there. I don't think she was ever told no. Girl tells cashier her father gave her her card to shop with because it's the store's credit card and gives him the points. Now that I've pointed it out, it wasn't hers. Cashier tells her she can't use that card. Girl tries to show ID to prove that they have the same last name. Yeah, that will help. And I tell her it's still fraud. Girl says it's not because because she has permission and tells me to mind my own business. I tell her that it is my business, that she's doing something illegal. She needs to pay with her own card or I call the cops. Girl is pissed now and people are glaring at me. She uses her own card and then leaves crying. Cashier looks mad at me and I tell my husband when I get home, only for him to agree I was on the wrong.
Yeah, you're in the
Yes, you're an asshole.
Yep. Sorry. That's not your kid.
You didn't lay down and have that kid.
No.
You're not responsible for that kid.
Also, it's not your job to decide how someone else should parent their child.
Oh,
That's their kid.
like, come on. How do you do this and then go on the internet and then ask other people the opinion? They really don't think that they're wrong.
No, they don't. I also think, so I had this conversation the other day. I think that it's important to recognize that just because, okay, so if you're looking at a situation, you need to take into consideration the context behind the situation, okay? So you may never let your son use your credit card, and that's fine. That's his context, okay? Her context is probably completely different.
It's just like boundaries.
Her dad lets her use her his credit card, and he may have a damn good reason for it.
Yeah.
You
Like
know?
getting the points.
Like getting the points.
Yeah.
Or like maybe she got bullied and her shoes got thrown in the toilet. And so to make her feel better, he let her go buy new shoes.
Yeah.
And now you made this girl cry after she was just trying to buy new shoes.
And she
because
clearly
someone else was an asshole.
clearly
to her.
wanted them enough to buy them. She
Yeah.
bought them with her own card.
Yes, you're an asshole.
Yeah, that makes you an asshole.
It's not your job to parent someone else's child.
Nope. It's
Unless that child is like hurting themselves or someone else.
Yeah.
Then obviously
I think you're about to watch a kid like
smack another kid in the face.
Or like, you know, do like drugs or something like that. Like
maybe.
that's when you step in, and that's not even being a parent, that's being a good human.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a jerk. That's a jerk move.
Am I the asshole for calling my coworker chunky after she repeatedly calls me slim and makes references to my weight after I asked her multiple times not to? I have a female coworker who repeatedly calls me out regarding my weight. I'm female, 5'9", 115 pounds, and very thin. She is very overweight. All the time she makes comments about my weight. She doesn't call me by name, she calls me slim. And I even heard her say one time, go ask Toothpick. And she has said stuff like, you need some meat on your bones, and you need to eat. I have only worked there 8 days. I have asked her very nicely to stop. Yesterday I asked her to stop calling me slim again, and she basically said, it's her mouth and she can say what she wants.
Whew.
Today, when she said morning slim, I replied morning chunky, and she got upset and actually started crying. Everybody here at work, only 6 of us in total, is saying I'm wrong and I should apologize because being called fat is different than being called skinny, because being called skinny is a compliment. Okay,
You don't get to. Yeah, I have so much to say about this.
I said, as long as she calls me slim, I will call her chunky, and now I'm the bad person. Am I the asshole if I don't apologize? The owner-manager has completely ignored the situation, saying it's a high school issue and we should figure it out. Okay, that's it. There's an edit, but I can read the edit after this.
Let me just say this as a bold statement.
Oh, wait, hang on. I should read the edit first.
Okay.
We don't have HR. That's good to know. There's only 6 of us working here. It's a little cupcake shop, and we are all regular employees. I went to the store owner before I called her chunky and asked him to talk to her because I felt she was harassing me. That's when he said we can handle it ourselves. That's why I called her chunky. I told her to stop calling me slim, and I didn't like it, and she continued to do it. She didn't stop after I asked her multiple times, and I didn't know what to do besides return what she was doing to me. She brought up my weight. I brought up hers.
My bold statement is you shouldn't comment on anybody's weight.
Yeah.
Period. Big, small, little, tall.
Yeah.
You shouldn't comment on anybody's weight.
No.
Because even if you're slim or a standard weight or overweight, people feel insecure.
Yeah.
Mostly about their body. It's like having the same pair of shoes your entire life. Like, you know, every flaw, you know, every scar, like, you know, everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just read this comment. The top comment says, not the asshole by a long shot. Objectification sucks, period. I do understand the thought that being called fat is different than being called slim because slim is a compliment. I get that.
100%.
I understand that our society caters to slim people.
Yeah.
However, the way that she is saying this, she's not even calling you by your name. She's calling you slim or toothpick. She won't even say your name.
I think it'd be different if you didn't go to the owner. You didn't go to.
She did what she was supposed to do.
Yeah.
I don't think you should call anybody a name, period.
No.
I understand why you did it, but you shouldn't, you know what I mean? Like, that's like dropping to her level.
Also, her reaction to being called chunky, really, it's probably projection.
Yeah. She's commenting on your weight because she's uncomfortable in her own weight.
Also, I think if you're uncomfortable, I think just being objectified is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Whether or not you're slim or chunky.
Yeah.
So. But are
Also,
they the asshole? I don't think. I don't know, man. I don't think anybody should call anybody names.
No,
you don't fight fire with fire.
But I wouldn't say that they're the asshole. Was that rude of you? Yes, absolutely. But was she rude to you for 8 days before? You know, like how far can you push someone before someone pushes back?
Yeah. Like, I wonder what their response would have been if she broke down and she cried and she was like, I really don't want, like.
Also, you don't, again, with the context, you don't know what the person is going on back here. Maybe that person has an eating disorder.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Like, maybe being called slim or being called toothpick is awful because she's trying so hard to gain weight and she can't eat.
I know somebody in my life that's like that.
Yeah,
that has a really hard time gaining weight. You know, as someone that wrestled for so long, I could feel literally like a pound difference on my body. I would know that I was overweight just because you get so in tune with your body and stuff.
Also, one of my best friend as a child was so tiny, and everybody always told her, you should go eat a cheeseburger. Why are you so small? And she felt awful about it.
Yeah.
And she would like try to gain weight and she couldn't. Her metabolism was just wild.
Yeah.
You know,
it's
it's
just
not-
genetics. Like
Yeah.
literally I saw a thing, not comparing humans to dogs, but it was like, you don't expect like a Great Dane to be the size of a Chihuahua, so why would you
Expect all people to be the same
why
size.
would you
100%.
expect this person to be this? That's just not
100%.
how it works. We're all human and we should appreciate those things about us.
Also, what's important is that your body is healthy.
Fair.
That's really all that matters. You know, I'm grateful that I have eyes that can see things. There are people who don't have that. You know, I have feet that take me places. There are people that don't have that. That's the thing to focus on about your body.
I'm just minding my own fucking business, man.
Yeah, also, like, why are you commenting on someone else?
Yeah, you should just mind your own business.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go with the comment at the bottom. Objectification sucks, period. Not okay, ever. Period.
Wow, I don't know if I like these stories. These stories make me mad.
I know. Also, it's just a shitty situation.
Yep.
Like, what else was she supposed to do?
Oh, you guys let us know in the
Let us
comments
know
what
what
you guys
you
think
think.
about these
Yeah.
stories. What would you have done different? Are they really the asshole? Like, what do you guys think?
Let me hear it. Let me hear it.
Anyways, thanks for coming along. We love you guys, and until next time, take care.